Hello everyone and welcome back to the HCW Twitch/YouTube channel. Yeah, we are still live on Twitch. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, we're not live. Just deal with it. We've somehow managed to get the bastard on live on Twitch, so you're probably never going to see this video because he will cancel me. How are you doing anyway?
I'm quite all right, sir. And I'm decided I'm going to be a very good bastard and be on at least reasonable behaviour.
Wonderful. So we are here to review two shows on Twitch, but these will be separate videos. We're going to bring into Bridge Pro Wrestling. We had their most recent event, which was called Brand New Level, which was at the Amble Coat. Because I kept calling it the cart, it's the Amble Coat, Royal Legion. That was on the 26th, and we had a smashing time, didn't we?
We did have a smashing time, and I got to try an alternative to Madry, and it was lovely.
What did I give you? What did you get in the end? Oh, it was Cruz Campo, wasn't it? Yeah. Because you wanted a Madry, and the guy talked you into it.
And I was okay if I wasn't mad at it, to be fair.
Which was all that matters. It was a good beer. I had a John Smith's because I am an old man.
Hey, I like a good John Smith's.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that, right?
Just like the wrestling we saw. That was really bad. Anyway, so, oh god, I've moved the cameras. Oh no, I've accidentally moved the camera. So we will kick off into the first match, which was Chantal Jordan versus Alexis Falcon. But it wasn't. Because out of nowhere, non-announced, Charles Crowley appears. In his cheeky little bugger's self. He gets into the ring, he speaks to the ring announcer, and he says, let's have a handicap match. You know, I'm randomly in Stourbridge. It's Charles Crowley in Stourbridge, let's have a handicap match.
Why wouldn't he be?
The announcer then said, no, that's not going to happen. So Charles Crowley went, the nicest thing what we'll do is then, we'll have a triple threat match. Are you okay with Chantal? Are you okay with that, Chantal? Or are you a pussy? Because, you know, that's how you goad anyone into wrestling nowadays.
Yeah, I feel like the GM was basically saying that to her. He was like, are you going to have the triple threat or are you just being a bitch?
And, you know, Chantal obviously... Chantal doesn't need any prompting anyway. She was always going to have this match.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
It ended up being a triple threat match. It was a handicap match. A full-on handicap match.
Yeah.
I don't...
No, in their defence, they did give each other a good slap at one point.
Yeah, within like the first thing. So Chantal somehow managed to be on top. Handicap match. Chantal was on top at the handicap match at the start. The Buggers did get into control. They had a bit of miscommunication outside, where they ended up slapping each other, but I think that was just a ruse to get Chantal off guard, and then they could control.
Give her an extra beating.
Yeah. Chantal hit a really good spinning bat fist. It was like an Eddie Kingston style straight knockdown blow. The Buggers then were on top, and what I liked about it was whenever they tried to pin, they both tried to pin. It wasn't like the typical, suddenly there's going to be dissension between them. They were still both trying to pin Chantal at the same time.
Oh, mate, they were on. They were together throughout. They were on form like that.
Yeah, very fun. Chantal then hit a big suplex from Chantal off the top, followed by a tornado DDT, and then she hit a great dive. The Buggers then followed this up with like a wheelbarrow corkscrew neckbreaker, I've called it. I don't know if they've got like a proper name for it, but that's the general term that I'm going with until they tell me a name. Chantal was rolled outside, and she was brawling with Crowley on the stage, and then out of nowhere she hits like a real like hard-hitting Fishman's Buster on the stage, and Crowley is dead.
And nearly pulled down the entire curtain.
Yeah, he nearly pulled down the entire curtain, which I don't know what would have been behind there. It would have been really awkward.
Mate, the way it looked like the whole thing was coming down. It was going to be that was going to be funny as fuck.
But it was saved. It never happened. And then what I really liked about this was the ending of the match. So, in true wrestling fashion, you'd thought, Chantal's dealt with one of them. She's clearly going to pick up the win now. So she rolls in the ring, and she doesn't even get a chance to like get fully in the ring. Alexis Falca kicks in the guts and does a off your head DDT through the ropes and picks up the win straight away with that. Like there was no kind of
It was
like hesitation.
it was really good. It was a really good finish, to be fair. The way, I mean, it was kind of distraction for Shan, wasn't it? Shan took out Crowley, but she's distracted then. And then soon she steps through, she gets fucking nailed.
Yeah, like there was one quick motion and Alexis Falcon picked up the win. Really good opener from a bridge, and I rated it 3 stars. Thought it was fun.
Yeah, you jumped straight in on this. I really enjoyed it. I did really enjoy it. I didn't expect Crowley there, which I think definitely upped me a bit on this, because we all know I'm the most generous when it comes to ratings. We had a cheeky little twat chant going as well at one point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the rest of the crowd did not, because they didn't seem to understand it and was giving some very strange looks in our direction.
Yeah, but someone said they were glad you came, though, didn't they?
Yes, yes. There was a couple of people there that there was a couple of people there. So I enjoyed this match, and I gave it 2.5 stars.
2.5 stars. For anyone, we're not going into the Bastard reviewing system, but nothing goes above 4 stars, so that is above average for the Bastard. Just so you're aware, that isn't him just saying it's really average match. So 2.5 stars would be average to me, because I rate stuff out of 5, whereas the Bastard thinks nothing can get anywhere near 5. Unless it's Stone Cold versus Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Fine. So we will move on, unless there's anything else you want to bring.
No. Stop fucking making up shit. Come on, move on.
I'm just going to quickly reply to a message, and that's why I like Twitch, because I can do this and edit it out quickly, because this is important, not true? Now I've got to keep that in. Now you've done that. We moved on to a tag team contest. So we had the team of Night Sky, which was Violet Knight and the Redacted. I will clearly say his name at some point during this review, because I always start with the Redacted and then clearly say his name at some point.
You do always start off really, really well, and then it just goes Pete-tonged.
Yeah, and they were facing the team of Lila Kyle, and it was supposed to be Harry Cruz, but Harry was ill. They played like a clip over the sound system, and his her new tag team partner was announced for the five-way scramble, but he decided to jump in this match, and it was Memes.
Memes.
Have you seen Memes before this?
Only on the internet, never in person live.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
He's quite a large human being, yes.
Yeah, like TJ and Violet. Not like TJ's still slightly bigger than Violet, but like there's like the height difference isn't massive. Memes and Lila Kyle was hilarious, the height difference.
Yeah, she was tiny compared to him, man. Yeah, absolutely tiny. It's like watching Braun Strowman with that kid when he won the tag titles.
So we kicked off with Knight and Kyle fighting each other. They were very even. TJ tagged in, but Lila was taking it to TJ. I've already done it. Taking it to Redacted. It's because I type his name here. That's what's already happened. Taking it to the Redacted one. So if this video doesn't come out, you know who's got it knocked down again.
Not me.
Memes got tagged in, and he was overpowering the Redacted one, which was always going to happen because Memes is massive. But Redacted was out trying to outquick the big man. He was doing his usual kind of like dive through the rope, slide through the legs, trip him, try the splash. He then went for a dive too much, and Memes one arm chopped him down from the sky. Knight then and Sky, Knight and Redacted were chopping the big man down at that point. Redacted then accidentally yeeted Knight in the face, like it's the most clean strike I've ever seen him do. Just like we had it.
Wow, that's a statement.
No, I know he hits clean strikes. That wasn't it, but obviously the most clean I've ever seen had to be on someone that he wasn't supposed to actually be hitting clean. You know, that's what. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I didn't. You did that, not me.
What a typical Redacted move. That's what caused all this.
That was a beautiful super kick from TJ Sky,
Straight to his
and he
partner's
caught
face.
Violet
Yeah.
right in Violet's face, unfortunately.
Memes followed this up with a Uranagi. Lila was then tagged in, was House and Fire, taking out both opponents. Meme and Lila both hit double cutters. They both went for like double moves, but then it suddenly kind of got abruptly, and Knight picked up the win with a submission on Memes,
Yep.
which I didn't expect
Well,
at all.
she got him prepared, didn't she? And then TJ hit the super kick, and then Violet into the octopus stretch, and he tapped out. Big man couldn't cope.
Big man couldn't cope, and it was a fun match. I rated 2 3/4 stars.
It was a fun match. It wasn't the best I've ever seen. The best match I've ever seen with TJ, but it wasn't a bad match, and he did nothing wrong in the match by any means. It was fun back and forth. The crowd was eating it up. Memes was over, getting everyone going. And I'll always love seeing Violet wrestle. Violet's great, and she's getting better and better each time we see her.
Yeah.
I gave this 1 3/4.
Wonderful. And that was Violet's first ever tag team match.
First ever tag team match.
That's just an inside thing. Anyway, we move on to a Kamikaze showcase match. So Laurie Neal was the ring announcer just for this one matchup. Laurie's voice was non-existent. I felt bad for the guy. They've obviously brought him in to do the ring announcing just to call the guys out, but his voice was horrifically gone.
It just disappeared, didn't it?
Yeah, I was like, no, Riley. So spoilers, Nate Riley was in this match. This was the first of 3 times I'm seeing him during this weekend. He called me a stalker later on, yeah, and he was facing Edgar Adams.
Yep.
But is this the first time you saw Nate in like a singles match? I know you've seen him at Hinkley.
Yes.
Yeah, and you've seen obviously Edgar because he's booked with BCCW.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is the first time I've seen him. Yeah.
And what was your impressions?
Yeah, he was all right. Like, no, I absolutely love this match. I really did enjoy this match. These guys. I've seen Edgar before, obviously, a couple of times, but these guys are absolutely fantastic. Fast paced, absolute showcase of ability. This was. And it was great. These two got proper over in front of a bunch of people that didn't know them.
Yeah,
exactly. It was really good to see.
Yeah, except for the people obviously that were kind of around from Kamikaze.
The
newer people wouldn't know them. Yeah. So both men were kind of outmatching each other at the start. Obviously, Edgar's the quicker, I would say, out the two, but Nate's more athletic. Chopping, like full-on chops in the corner. Nate wasn't a fan of this. So Nate then tried to throw out a bit more fast-paced style at that point. He then followed suit with chops to Edgar, which obviously the crowd were going one more time to Nate, so he returned the favour to Edgar. Edgar hit like a fast-paced shotgun dropkick that looked beautiful, like full-on. Nate was just going.
Yeah, Edgar's shotgun. He's like that. It's like it comes out of fucking nowhere, and it literally is like a fucking shotgun blast.
Mm-hmm.
It's dead good.
Yeah. Nate then decided, you know what, I'm going to hit a Canadian destroyer out of nowhere. Followed straight by, you know what, he's not dead yet. Liger bomb. Just to make sure he's going to be out of it. Edgar did manage to kick out. Edgar then went for a diving cutter. Followed by one of his signature moves is the frog splash. Nate was too quick for that and a bit more not as weighed down, so Nate rolled out of the way. And Nate picked up the win with a version of the phenomenal forearm for people that are not aware. So you spring forward forearm. Very, very good match. Very, very fun end. I rated 3 stars as well. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I love this match. I really did. I always love seeing Edgar anyway. Against Nate as well, it was just fantastic. Like I said, it was a really good showcase of ability. This match was, and both men are absolutely amazing, and they're still young as well. So there's so much more to come. It's exciting. It is to see what they're going to do. They really are good. I really enjoyed this. I gave this 3 stars.
Yeah. Well, if you're rating it 3 stars, you know it's very good. So there you go. Quick side note for anyone that's watching this live or the Kumite fans. Kumite review. There was a random posh guy in the middle of one of the matches. I couldn't get his name. Cage match didn't get his name, but wrestler David Grant has just replied. The random posh dude was Connor Albright, aka the sommelier. Better be on the Kumite online. I drank tequila for that match. Uh, so it was kind of like a ring interval kind of match, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be online or not, but it clearly is. And thank you, David Grant, for letting me know that, because it's nice to know actually who was in the match. And it's nice for DP because we were questioning that because he had a very Spike Trevay gimmick going on. Anyway, back to Bridge. We kicked off next. We had Natalie Stokes versus Liam Slater. So this was very much a student versus teacher matchup.
Yeah.
Natalie is very much kind of like if you describe. I like seeing Natalie wrestle. She's very good, but she has that spoiled spoiled brat kind of thing going on, where everything needs to be about her.
Very much.
And obviously Liam is the complete opposite of that. He just wants to wrestle.
And he did that very well.
Yeah, very, very good. Very, very simple. Black tights, and just tries to grapple and break you. It's just like a Zack Sabre Jr. kind of Johnny Briggs kind of style.
Yeah.
So Liam was just throwing out like 55 wrist lock variants at the start of the match. Most people just know the good old fashioned. You get them like that, and then that's it, and then you move somewhere else in wrestling. First 2 minutes were just wrist locks, which were brilliant.
Very good technical show in this was.
Yeah. He was clearly out wrestling Natalie, which you would expect because he's teacher and he's just awesome when it comes to wrestling. Except he's not a very smart man. So Natalie kept offering him handshakes. First time round, he kind of accepted it. Then she turned the tables on the friendly handshake. But she didn't capitalise on it, and she started getting out wrestled again. Second time round, he was asking the fans, going, "Should I trust her?" And everyone was going, "No, no." And he was going, "But I've known her for years." And everyone's going, "No, you pillock. What are you doing?" And he went, "I'm going to trust her. What are you doing?" And then obviously she iraked him. She was on full control at that point. But Slater pulled out an old-fashioned axe chop, like a Tatanka special off the top rope, which I really had to mention because you don't see it often. Followed by like a horrific-looking, painful like bomb that looked like Natalie died.
Yeah, she looked like she took that like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
that looked painful.
Sykes then hit a cutter out of nowhere, followed by like a high-rise DDT. Then Liam went back to the good old-fashioned wrestling style of the airplane spin. Got it in both ways. Everyone loves an airplane spin. He then shouted like a Michael Oku-esque, but it wasn't even like let's time to play the game or whatever he does. No. What's he saying, Michael Oku now? Now we play. That's what he says. Liam literally just shouted, "Single leg!"
Yeah, I've never heard anybody call out a single leg before.
Yeah. Natalie got to the ropes, and then obviously Adam doing his job, once again botching and have to pull, make sure the other side. I think he was adjusting the turnbuckles, Adam the ref. So at that point, Natalie was free to absolutely nutshot Liam and pick up a win.
Now let's not dog on Adam too much. Natalie had a little fiddle with the turnbuckle, so Adam had to fix it. He was doing his job, and obviously had his back to everything. So she took advantage and did what she should do, and she gave Liam a little foot to the testes.
Yeah, a little foot tap, and she did pick up the win. I rated that 2 3/4 stars.
I really liked the finish to this because we mentioned this on the night, but it's very, very rare. you get that nut shot and it's over. You normally get the nut shot and then they hit a move
Yeah.
and then it's over. And it wasn't. It was just a nut shot and pin, the way it should be.
Yeah, if I get
And
kicked
I
in the
like that.
nuts, I ain't kicking out. I want it over with.
Yeah, I was happy with that. I was. It was a very good, like you said, Slater's an amazing technical wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Some members of the crowd absolutely loved him to a whole new level.
Yep.
But it was over and people were enjoying it. And it was a technical match. And I will say, Natalie had the crowd work down as well. Because as good as Liam is in the ring, his crowd work was very campy, we'll put it.
Yeah.
You know, shall I? Giving it the business like that. But Natalie worked the crowd really well. And it worked backwards and forwards between them quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. It's 2 stars for me.
Wonderful. So we will move on to a 5-way scramble. So I've written scrambled here, but I think I remember the people. We had Kemper, Samuel Hughes, Zach Walker, Amir Jordan. So they were the 4 that were in the match announced. Memes was supposed to be the 5th person, but obviously he went into the tag team match to help out Lila Carl. So Samuel Hughes was accompanied to the ring by Will Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
And then, out of nowhere, the announcer, I think he classed him. I'm sure he said he was the general manager at one point. I don't know if I just made that up. I'm sure he did.
No, he did.
He suddenly went to Stevens. Oh yeah, you're now in this match. And Stevens like, okay, you dressed to wrestle, yeah. Which then gave the House of Heritage, which is Samuels and Stevens, an advantage. Kind of like the cheeky little buggers earlier. There's 2 of them. So obviously they've got more of a way of going about it. So this started off with Kemper absolutely murdering everyone. And we raved about him straight away. Just like 'cause he looked like he could murder everyone.
Second that man walked through that curtain, nothing else mattered in that match for me. I was fixated on the guy. His look is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he's going to come out there and eat everybody in the fucking audience. And he didn't, and he doesn't care. And I loved everything about it. It was great. And when he stepped into that ring, he did exactly what his character looked like he could do, and that was destroy people.
Yeah, he absolutely obliterated all 4 people. Yeah. Walker and Walker and Jordan. Amir Jordan. I don't know why Jordan sounded weird to me then, because I instantly think of Chantel when I think of Jordan. Walker and Jordan were working as a unit. So kind of you got the experience of Amir. Obviously, he took Zach under his wing for a bit of the match. They then started having a back and forth because Kempo, Stevens, and Samuel were kind of fighting outside while they're in the ring. The others were brawling out for a lot of that. The House of Heritage then realised that when Amir and Kemper started brawling out, they had the advantage over Zach Walker. So they started attacking at that. Then, out of nowhere, Sammy Hughes pulls out the world's largest kendo stick. Like, that's record breaking, that kendo stick.
That was some lengthy stick, that was.
Yeah, it was huge. Like, I've never seen like a kendo stick that big. Absolutely huge. So Will Stevens catches Zach and he's bent over. So Samuel Hughes is about to full on waylay Zach Walker. He's standing there for a good 20 seconds or so, and then out of nowhere, here comes Has Hype. So Has Hype, for any recognition of this, was supposed to be in this match, but he got injured in one of his matches, and I think he fractured his arm. You can check out a vlog that he's done on his channel, which was fun for that weekend. He's already posted one with Bridge. Has grabs the kendo stick off Hughes and absolutely full on blasts Samuel Hughes. I thought he hit him in the head from our angle, but he didn't hit him clearly on the back of the neck, which Sam has posted on Facebook since. So check that out because it looks grim. And then Kemper came in, choke slammed one of them. But Amir just kind of took control. I think Kemper went in the pin. Amir hit a senton on top of Kemper. And then I think it was Will Stevens. Get me right, it might not be Will Stevens that ate the pin because he was already choke slammed and then sentoned with a guy on top of him.
Kemper come in. Yeah. Choke slammed Will Stevens. Went for the pin. Amir hit the swan on both. And then,
Yeah, exactly. It was a decent matchup. I'm not massive into scrambles. I rated it 2.5 stars because it was a fun scramble. It's just not. I scrambles, a lot of stuff goes on outside of your view because you can't have all
Yeah.
5 men wrestling all the time in the ring. But it was decent.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about me and my rating system and scrambles and things in the past. Like, I can't ever rate them too high because there's a lot of shenanigans. This should be. It's the 5-way, but it was fun. It was a fun one. And Kemper for me is absolute fucking standout. I kept raving about him the next day as
Mm-hmm.
well, and I've talked to other people about him, and yeah, I think there's something about that guy is just incredible.
All
So
you
he's
need
got a
is
new
love.
stalker now.
Du, 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 du.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
No, but yeah,
Yeah,
he was a
um,
standout. Yeah.
yeah. Zach's insane, or as I've written on my notes, future kid. Um, like he's insane. He's absolutely insane,
Someone at
and he really
16
is
as
a
well.
kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, mate. When he stood face to face, or at least face to stomach with Kemper, it I didn't even feel sorry for him. I was just like, oh, you're about to get eaten alive, and it's great. The whole thing, yeah, it was fun. The whole thing overall was fun. Um, the finish with Amir as well, the way they got into it was good. Amir Jordan is smooth as fuck
Mm-hmm.
in that ring, smooth as fuck, and the pop he got when he came out, the crowd was behind that
Yeah.
music. You gotta love a bit of Punjabi MC people. It was fucking dead good.
Mm.
I gave this star and 3/4.
There we go. We move on to the semi penultimate match. Let's go with that. I was going to say semi main event. In my heart, it was semi main event. So we had the Dead Sea Souls, which is CJ Rollins and Steve Valentino, versus my favourite tag team, your favourite tag team, HCW's favourite tag team, Alex Connors and Luke Douglas. Because there's a conspiracy afoot in Bridge Pro Wrestling. I don't know if you're aware.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, and then also, Bridge Pro Wrestling didn't really help with hiding the conspiracy, did they?
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
So they all made their entrances, and suddenly there's a special guest referee. So Ryan Parrott, people that know, runs the promotion.
Hey you. Yeah, you. Do you like this video? There is a button. It's a very sexy button. It says subscribe on it. I wish I could click on it, but YouTube won't let me. Damn fuckers.
He basically started talking crap to Luke and Alex. Obviously, you're going on about conspiracies and stuff like that, And then he just rips off his top, and he's got a special guest referee top. So there's not a conspiracy, but with the band running the show is now against you as the ref.
Yeah, that was that bit was a bit mental, wasn't it? Really, let's be honest. Like, there's no conspiracy. Nobody's going against you. It's all in your head. Surprise, motherfucker!
And what I liked
It
about
was
this,
just
yeah, wrestling wise, it's normally the other team that would have that issue. Oh, the bad guys, kind of like the team that's against it, they would have the advantage. No, the bad guys, they're proving the conspiracy. I
the
loved it.
conspiracy was proven to be real, and the management stacked it against them.
Yeah. So Luke and Alex, unfortunately, at the start of the match, weren't really gelling as a team. There's a lot of when you say blind tags, it's normally like they tag them in and it's kind of to get your advantage. These were full on, I'm coming in kind of tags.
Yeah.
Luke started off with CJ and was getting quite out wrestled by CJ. CJ was kind of better at wrestling than that. They was then having a chop battle. Everyone loves a chop battle.
One more time.
Yep, poke to the eye. Then Connors tagged in aggressively because you know what, teamwork, who needs that? He had a beautiful bit of boot through the ropes to go under that. Then they started working slightly bit more as a unit. They were distracting the ref. And what I loved about this, Ryan Parrott, I can't remember if it was CJ or Steve, dragged them back to the rope, and obviously the heels are going to start working over because the ref's distracted. The ref looks for a second, and then carries on to bring CJ back in the ring. And CJ went, "You literally can see it."
Yeah. You're looking straight at them.
I'm sure he added the word "bro" as well. You're looking at it, bro.
There's always a bro. You're looking straight at him, bro.
Loved it. Bit of malfunction at the junction at that point. They were kind of not working. They were gelling, but not gelling at that point. Valentino tags in CJ at that point. They hit a double cutter. Then Luke and Alex hit like a version of the stroke with the knee, which, you know, we all love Jeff Jarrett slapnuts.
Slapnuts, baby.
Alex, then Luke hit. I explained the move to you. It's called the Alex Connors favourite manoeuvre. So they have to work good as a tag team. There's a move named after Alex, and it's not his move.
There you go. There you go.
On to Valentino. There was a double down at this point. Absolutely hammering Connors at that point at the thing. DDT outside. Love a DDT outside the ring.
Absolutely.
And then, what happened, bastard?
There is an incident involving a hammer.
Yeah. So
bell.
the Dead Sea Souls were about to win, and then Alex Connors is nowhere to be seen, and you hear a bell, and everyone's looking around. The rest go, "No, I ain't done that. I ain't done that." And then Alex Connors comes out of the curtains, and I've never been happy with her face. It's just like, like he looked it looks so good visually. Then Parrott got super kicked out of his flipping shoes.
Yeah, he become a dead parrot.
Yeah, Connors then hit kick to the midsection, I believe, to the Valentino. Definitely wasn't a low blow. And then they hit a Chasing the Dragon variant. So Chasing the Dragon was normally super kick into a suplex kind of brainbuster. It was that, but it hit into the Crown of Thorns from Connors where he does like a knee buster. Parrott was dead, so they made the count. They made the count with the lifeless Parrott. And then what I loved about this was there wasn't, I thought what's going to happen, they're going to DQ this. The GM's clearly seen this. They're going to DQ this. No. They were accepted as the winners.
Yeah, they were.
So your winners, Luke and Alex Connors.
So let's go back to the bell.
Your winners, Luke and Alex Connors. 3 stars.
So,
let's move on.
3-star rate. There we go. It's Alex Connors, Luke Douglas. It's always going to get at least 3 stars. Alex Connors comes out with the bell and the hammer, and the referee, Mr. Barrett, has eyes on said hammer.
Yeah.
For what felt like 2-3 minutes, looking at the hammer in his hand.
But he's not using it.
Doesn't notice it. Doesn't even notice that it's there.
He may notice it's there, but he's not using it, so he doesn't need to do anything about it.
Is that what you're going with? Is that how we're covering that?
Yes.
Because that irritated me. Like, if you're looking straight at it, you're looking straight at it, bro. You know, fucking deal with it. You know, if you've been caught, deal with it. But whatever, he had a super kick for his trouble, and that was good. But then the GM comes out and goes, yeah, that's an official count now. I won.
I think it might be, to be fair, the GM was surrounded by both of them, so knowing that this team's luck, what will happen is that Bridge will announce later on in the time that the match was a disqualification and the other team won, just to add to non-conspiracy.
See, more conspiracy that way. It goes on. It was fun, though. The overall match was fun.
Yeah.
It was good overall match. The crowd work was great. Dead Sea Souls was over with all the peoples there. Again, there's a couple of people that like really loved it. some people really, really loved Alex Connors and Luke Douglas to a level of, please put it back in your pants. But no, it was fun. It was good. The dead parrot moment was clearly a pop moment for me. I had to break into my old parrot sketch just for that. It was great. He is an ex-parrot. But overall, it was good. It was a good back and forth. I gave this 2 3/4.
Which is a big score for you. We've just had a comment on Twitch. This bridge is clearly lacking the proper foundations. Awful Joker. Let's move on. So we kick off to the main event of the evening. We have Man Like the Reese versus Millie McKenzie, which is a huge matchup. Midland style matchup, huge matchup. And
yes, this was one that people were raring for, wasn't it?
Yeah, and when I discussed it with you, I was slightly worried about this matchup because it could go to one or two ways. If they hit the comedy route straight away, I was worried that it was just going to be one of those matches.
Yeah,
and it wasn't, luckily. Which I did enjoy because I was worried it was just going to be a comedy and then kind of like I want to see a Man Like the Reese and Millie actually fight that kind of a proper matchup.
Yeah, this was one of them because like when it first started, they did the showboating friends back and forth bit, didn't they? And we're like, shit, it looks like they might be going down that route. Hopefully they don't. And then Derice, to his credit, gives Millie a shove and goes, nah, this is basically just a squash match for me.
Yeah, exact
and
words.
Then Millie went, all right, bastard, let's go. And,
not to you.
Millie did, not me, no. Millie did what Millie does, and she brought it.
Yeah. So Man Like the Reese was outpowering Millie, which you would have expected because he is quite jacked. Millie then fought back with a few shoulder tackles where she actually eventually knocked a Man Like the Reese down. Good old school wrestling. Man Like the Reese chopped the crap out of Millie McKenzie at that point. Like proper loud, full-on Gunther-esque chop. We're fighting outside. The Reese hit a massive clothesline when Millie was back into the ring. Strike battler at that point. Millie hit a cutter, which she gets out of nowhere. This followed like a butterfly into a back body drop of it at this point. They were doing roll-ups trying to get the win. Reese then went full on, you know what, and just grabbed and yanked her hair. Like this was a full on. I'm surprised that like half her hair wasn't in his hands after the fact. Then into a rear naked choke. The good old fashioned 1, 2, fighting back. She then got him to like a bridge pin to kind of get out of it. Millie hit a beautiful Canadian destroyer out of nowhere at that point.
Yeah, love a Canadian. That really wasn't out of nowhere Canadian.
Yeah, like
cheeky little Canadian.
Out of nowhere. And then once again out of nowhere, she absolutely obliterated him with a spear, I believe, to pick up the win.
Otherwise, well,
I've not wrote the note. Win. Yeah.
Well, she hit him with a big spear, false finish.
Oh, then she hit the Canadian, did she?
Then she hit the Canadian, and it was just like, boom, okay, fuck, I didn't see that coming. That was out of nowhere. And then Derice nailed her with a fucking forearm that looked like her head was coming off, which was pretty impressive, to be fair. And then Millie was just German after German, and then second rope spear for the win.
Glad you noted more down than I did in this match. I must have just been enjoying the match because I literally didn't note any of that down.
I really enjoyed the sequence of the finish for this match. It was really good the way they worked into this, when they got into it, the way it finished. It was really good.
Okay, so I've been saying my ratings first for the whole show, so I'm going to give you the opportunity. What was your rating?
So I gave this 3 1/4. I did really enjoy this.
Match of the night for you?
This was match of the night.
Yeah.
For me.
I also rated 3 1/4. It was my match of the night. Very good match, and it lived up to what it needed to be. Because as I said, I was worried that it wasn't going to live up to the match quality that it sounded like.
Yeah.
So
it was really good. But like I said, we was worried about this match, but didn't have to be. Millie turned up and put on the show.
Yeah, exactly. Millie and Derice then had a moment where Derice was quite annoyed, but then they kind of hugged and made up. Derice went backstage, let Millie soak in the applause, and then here comes the cheeky little buggers again.
Cheeky little buggers.
Absolutely devastatingly beating the crap out of Millie McKenzie. Man like the Race comes out to make the save. And they've announced for the next show, which is called Heat, I believe. I'm going to confirm that because it doesn't sound correct in my mind. We're going to have Man Like DeRace and Millie McKenzie versus the team of Cheeky Little Buggers as the main event.
That is correcto.
That is a good match. We've Got Heat. It's called We've Got Heat. Which is
still Heat.
August 30th, and tickets are already on sale.
Maybe Val Kilmer's going to be there. That'll be good.
I don't think he's.
That's a Heat movie reference, but don't worry about it. Carry on.
Al Pacino.
Yeah. At least you know the film. They're good.
Yeah, I watched it like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, so We've Got Heat is something to look forward to. But that's the end of this review. So how did you think the show went as overall?
This was fun. This was a lot better than we expected. I'm speaking for you now.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, this this show overall was a fun show. It was better than I expected it to be. It was how do you put it? It was very heavy in certain members of audience in comparison to fresh fans, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
But even those pockets of fresh fans, they enjoyed it. They got behind everything. And it was great. The crowd work more than anything on this was a big standout. But for me, and I'm going to keep banging on about the guy until I actually finally get to see him one-on-one in a one-on-one match. Kemper is my man of the night because I just want to see more of him.
Yeah, very big unit. And there wasn't really a letdown on the show. The only thing which we haven't mentioned because it happened late. Show did end quite late. Like it might have been planned to end at that time, but yeah, I didn't get home till like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it was a rough return home, wasn't it, for us?
Yeah,
even more so for you, obviously.
The trouble is, people that drive it would be fine. I don't drive, and we just missed the bus, so we had to wait like 30-35 minutes to another bus because I think it was at 5 past each time, or 5 to, one of the two.
Yeah.
So yeah, we ended up going to the Glassworks, which is a nice place, and we had an amber light.
We are buzzwankers.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that is that, but didn't affect the show at all. Still happy I went away with it. But so, as usual, like and subscribe. People watching on Twitch, subscribe to us. The Bastard is now officially subscribed. It took him forever to work out how to do it because his phone weren't working properly. I don't know what happened with it. As usual, we've got reviews coming out for PWE. It sounds weird saying this because we're literally about to record that as we speak. I'll have a review for DCW, which I'm going to be doing with Stuart White, who's the cameraman that I went down with for Rumble Snaps. We'll have reviews for Kamikaze with Alex Connors. I'm going to Breathe Wrestling Sunday, hopefully, so we'll have a review. I'm assuming with me and DP. Like, I'm not bolted on with that. DP's going as well, but I'm not like full on bolted. I haven't brought the ticket yet. But is there anything you want to bring up?
No.
Wonderful. Go watch Hot Tag Reviews. Check out BCCW. Goodbye, everyone. Not the end of the stream for anyone that's watching.
No, stream people. We're still here. Surprise.
There we go.